So today's a new day for Yukon. He's doing a little better. Yesterday was a little calmer. I've just put him in a field he's never been in. I think he's been with these goats, but I don't remember for sure. He came in and he went to the left and he did perimeter stuff, and he went in the barn, dashed around, and then he dashed out here and dashed through the goats and following 2 or 3 of them that ran off ahead of him, and then he just turned around and came back and went to work. So this is Yukon with a good learning brain, and he may be a little speedy with the goats right now, maybe, I don't know. He may not even get back to it because he knows how to work, and his little fried brain is not representative of his typical self. So anyway, I'm well pleased, and here he is working the edges. So he's charging over there to see the goats, not because he's going to give them grief, but because he's charging and doing perimeter checks. The goats were standing in a group by the fence. He just blew through them, never slowed down, never looked at them, and he's working the edges. So he's too speedy in that little pen with those old girls, but out here he's a very efficient worker, and he's got his better brain, so he's able to handle that, I think. I think he's coming back through. Here we are. Take a look at him and think about it. Good job. And decide that working is a better deal. Good boy. That's typical adolescent behavior. A little bit of irreverent, wacky dog, but he is not invested in bothering anybody, and he's just blowing through quickly and blowing back to work. And he may check in with these guys back and forth like this a little bit for a while as he figures out what's more reinforcing, chasing goats or working. There you go. Nice. Good job. And the thing about this is, part of what works with this is that these are really well-trained goats, and they may not appreciate him racing around, but honestly, when the dogs race around the other direction, often the goats follow them. So these goats are not going to get scared unless Yukon really has got malicious intent, which I don't think he does. I've never seen that. So they may run around a little bit. He may run around a little bit, but that's still valuable training. And as long as his behavior doesn't escalate and the livestock don't learn to be afraid of him, then I'm good with it. This is all part of their learning stuff. You are a good boy. You are a good man. Yes, you are. So here the goats come to see him because he's not paying attention to them. These little goaties like their white dogs. So now Yukon is charged around the edges. He's figured out most of it. It's really hot, and he's going to take a break. And the goaties are going to sneak in here and check him out and hang out with him. And this will be a really nice way for Yukon to spend the day. Really good solid education. And me being out there and trying to slow him down, if he was a younger dog, I felt like I needed to, I would have, but I've kind of got what I call a 5-second rule. And for me, I'm actually hearing a metronome beat or counting strides. And he was fast, but he didn't get faster, and he didn't keep going. It was self-limiting. And so for him to go out there, use his brain, react as a young dog does, and then think better of it, decide that he probably should go back to work and go do perimeters, and finds that that's very reinforcing, and sleeping in the shade is reinforcing. That's all so much more valuable to him than me walking out there, interrupting and changing his behavior unless I need to. And I have changed his behavior often. You saw me do it in the last video, but he doesn't need me to do that today. But I'm standing here and I'm close enough that I can, and this field is within sight of my office, and I will be watching him all day long. And if he can do this for an hour or 2, but not 3 hours or 4 hours, then I'll pull him out of here. But this is really wise LGD training. A lot of the best LGD training is done passively, with the environment as the instructor and me as the supervisor often in the background. You're a good boy. Yes, you are.